Your inner world shapes your outer reality. This profound truth forms the foundation of our discussion today. We gather here not merely to exchange words, but to awaken the dormant power within each of us. The power to transform our lives by shifting our inner state. Consider for a moment the concept of peace. What does it mean to you? Is it a fleeting sensation, dependent on external circumstances? Or is it a state of being emanating from within? I tell you now, true peace is not found in the world around us, but in the world within us. It is a choice we make, a state we adopt, regardless of our outer conditions. The title of our talk, Act as if you are at peace with yourself, may seem simple, perhaps even naive to some. But I assure you, within these words lies a transformative power beyond measure. For when we act as if we are at peace with ourselves, we set in motion a series of events that will inevitably manifest that peace in our physical reality. You see, the world we experience is but a reflection of our inner state. Every person, every circumstance we encounter is simply playing back to us our own conception of self. If we harbor inner turmoil, conflict, and self-doubt, the world will faithfully mirror these states back to us. But if we cultivate inner peace, self-acceptance, and harmony, our outer world will shift to reflect this new inner reality. Now, you might ask, how can I act as if I'm at peace with myself when I feel anything but peaceful? This, my dear friends, is where the true work begins. For it is in the act of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled that we bring about its manifestation. Understand, your imagination is the gateway to the reality you desire. When you imagine yourself in a state of perfect peace and self-acceptance, you are not engaging in mere fantasy or wishful thinking. You are, in fact, entering into the very state from which your desired reality will spring forth. Let me share with you a simple, yet powerful exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself completely at peace. Feel the calm that permeates your entire being. Notice how your breath becomes steady and relaxed. Feel the tension melting away from your muscles. Experience the quiet joy that bubbles up from within when you are truly at ease with yourself. Now, open your eyes. That state you just experienced, that is the state from which you must operate. That is the state you must assume, regardless of your current circumstances. For remember, it's not the world that needs to change for you to find peace. It is you who must change your inner world to experience peace in your outer reality. This principle applies to every aspect of your life. Are you struggling with financial worries? Act as if you are financially secure. Are you grappling with relationship issues? Act as if you are in a loving, harmonious relationship. Are you battling health concerns? Act as if you are in perfect health. Now, I can almost hear some of you protesting. But Neville, you might say, isn't this just denial? Aren't we simply ignoring our problems? I assure you, this is far from denial. This is the deepest acceptance of the creative power within you. You are not ignoring your current reality. You are transcending it by aligning yourself with a higher reality. Remember, the world of Caesar, the physical world we see and touch, is the effect, not the cause. The cause lies in the invisible realm of imagination and is by changing your assumptions, by living from the end result you desire. You set in motion the forces that will bring about that result in your physical experience. Let me illustrate this with a story. A woman once came to me distraught over her troubled marriage. She and her husband were constantly arguing and divorce seemed imminent. I advised her to act as if she were in a loving, harmonious marriage. Each night before sleep, she was to imagine herself lying beside her husband, feeling the warmth of his love and the joy of their togetherness. At first, she found this difficult. The gap between her imaginal act and her physical reality seemed too vast, but she persisted. Night after night, she faithfully assumed the feeling of being in a loving marriage. During the day, even when her husband was cold or argumentative, she maintained her inner assumption of harmony and love. Within a month, he began to notice subtle changes. Her husband's tone softened. He began to show her small kindnesses. Their conversations, once fraught with tension, became easier. By the end of 2 months, their marriage had transformed. The love and harmony she had faithfully imagined had become her new reality. A woman's experience demonstrates a fundamental law of consciousness. What you assume, you become. By consistently assuming a state of peace and harmony in her marriage, she drew forth the reality from the infinite possibilities available to her. The same principle applies to your relationship with yourself. As you consistently act as if you are at peace with yourself, you will find that peace becoming your lived experience. The inner conflicts that once tormented you will begin to dissolve. The harsh self-judgment that once plagued your thoughts will give way to self-acceptance and love. But remember, this is not a passive process. It requires active participation on your part. You must be vigilant in maintaining your chosen state. Where old patterns of thought arise, you must gently but firmly redirect your mind to your desired state of peace. Think of it as learning a new language. At first, it feels awkward and unnatural. You might find yourself dipping back into your native tongue frequently. But with consistent practice, the new language becomes more familiar. Eventually, you find yourself thinking this new language without conscious effort. Similarly, as you consistently act as if you're at peace with yourself, this state of peace will become your new default. It will no longer require conscious effort to maintain. It will simply be who you are. Now, let's address a common misconception. Some believe that being at peace with oneself means accepting mediocrity or giving up on growth and improvement. Nothing could be further from the truth. True inner peace is not complacency. It is not resignation to one's current circumstances. Rather, it is a state of dynamic equilibrium from which true growth and transformation can arise. When you are at peace with yourself, you are free from the internal conflicts and self-doubt that often hinder personal growth. From this place of inner calm, you can pursue your goals and dreams with clarity and purpose. You can face challenges without being shaken to your core. You can learn from your mistakes without harsh self-condemnation. Consider the ocean. On the surface, it may be turbulent, with waves crashing and winds howling. But in its depths, there is a profound stillness. This is the kind of peace we seek to cultivate within ourselves, a deep, abiding calm that reigns undisturbed by the surface turbulence of daily life. As you cultivate this inner peace, you'll find that your interactions with others improve dramatically. For how can you be truly at peace with yourself? If you're in conflict with others, as your inner world becomes more harmonious, you'll naturally radiate that harmony to those around you. You'll find yourself responding to difficult situations with grace and equanimity. Where once you might have reacted with anger or defensiveness, you now respond with understanding and compassion. This is not because the situations themselves have changed, but because your newfound inner peace allows you to see beyond the surface conflicts to the underlying unity of all being. This shift in perspective is truly transformative. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with a sense of ease and flow. Problems that once seemed insurmountable now appear as opportunities for growth and learning. Relationships that were once fraught with tension become sources of joy and mutual support. Acting as if you are at peace with yourself does not mean ignoring or suppressing your emotion. True peace is not the absence of emotion, but the ability to experience all emotions without being controlled by them. It's about acknowledging your feelings, understanding their source, and then choosing your response from a place of inner calm. For instance, if you feel anger arising, acknowledge it. Feel it fully. But instead of lashing out or suppressing the feeling, ask yourself, how would I respond to this situation if I were truly at peace with myself? Then act from that place of peace. You'll find that your response is far more effective and aligned with your highest. This practice of acting as if you are at peace with yourself extends to every area of your life. In your career, it means approaching your work with confidence and enthusiasm, regardless of external circumstances. It means seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to your well-being. In your relationships, it means showing up as your authentic self without the need for masks or pretenses. It means loving others freely without expectation or demand, because you are already complete within yourself. In your personal growth journey, it means pursuing your goals from a place of self-acceptance rather than self-criticism. It means celebrating your progress without being derailed by temporary setbacks. Now, some of you might be thinking, this all sounds wonderful, but how do I maintain this state of peace in the face of life's inevitable challenges? This is a crucial question, for it is in the midst of difficulty that our commitment to inner peace is truly. The key lies in understanding that your state of being is a choice you make moment by moment. External events do not have the power to disturb your peace unless you give them that power. When faced with a challenging situation, pause to take a deep breath. Remind yourself of who you really are, a being of infinite potential, capable of creating any reality you choose. Then consciously choose to respond from a place of peace. This doesn't mean you become passive or indifferent. On the contrary, you become more effective in your actions because they stem from a place of inner clarity rather than the activity. That is this right now. Think of a situation in your life that's currently causing you stress or anxiety. It could be a work deadline, a financial concern, a health issue, or a relationship problem. Now, imagine how you would approach this situation if you were completely at peace with yourself. Feel the shift in your energy as you adopt this peaceful state. Notice how your perception of the problem changes. Solutions that were previously hidden may suddenly become apparent. You may find yourself inspired to take actions you hadn't considered before. This is the power of acting as if you are at peace with yourself. It opens up new possibilities, new ways of being and doing that were not available to you when you were in a state of inner conflict. Remember, the outside world is constantly changing. If you tie your sense of peace to external conditions, you'll always be at the mercy of circumstances beyond your control. But when your peace comes from within, it becomes an unshakable foundation from which you can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and ease. Now let's address another important aspect of acting, as if you are at peace with yourself. Self-talk. The way you speak to yourself in the privacy of your own mind has a profound impact on your state of being. Many of us have developed habits of negative self-talk, constantly criticizing ourselves, doubting our abilities, and focusing on our perceived shortcomings. But truly act as if you're at peace with yourself. You must revolutionize your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would offer to a dear friend. When you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself, respond with understanding and encouragement. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Acknowledge your progress and growth. This shift in self-talk is not about false positivity or ignoring areas where you need to improve. It's about approaching yourself with love and acceptance, even as you strive for growth and excellence. It's about recognizing your inherent worth, regardless of your achievements or failures. As you cultivate this loving inner dialogue, you'll find that your entire experience of life begins to shift. The world around you will seem brighter, more filled with possibility. This is because you are no longer viewing it through the lens of self-criticism and doubt, but through the clear eyes of self-acceptance and peace. Another powerful practice in acting as if you're at peace with yourself is gratitude. When you're truly at peace, you naturally feel a sense of abundance and appreciation for life. By consciously cultivating gratitude, you align yourself with this peaceful state each day. Take time to acknowledge the blessings in your life. These don't have to be grand or extraordinary things. Find joy in the simple pleasures, a warm cup of coffee, a beautiful sunset, a kind word from a friend. As you make gratitude a habit, you'll find that your perception shifts. You'll begin to see beauty and goodness in places you once overlooked. This practice of gratitude is particularly powerful when you're facing challenges. In difficult times, it can be hard to find things to be grateful for. But it is precisely in these moments that gratitude can be most transformative. By focusing on what's good in your life, even in the midst of struggle, you maintain your connection to that inner state of peace. Now let's talk about forgiveness. To be truly at peace with yourself, you must release all grudges and resentments. This includes not only forgiving others, but also forgiving yourself. Many of us carry the weight of past mistakes, replay them in our minds and punishing ourselves long after the event has passed. Remember, forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions or forgetting what has happened. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of resentment and guilt. It's about choosing peace over being right. When you forgive, you're not doing it for the other person. You're doing it for yourself. Practice forgiveness as an act of self-love. Release the energy of past hurts and disappointments. As you do, you'll find that you have more energy available for creating the life you desire. You'll move through the world with greater ease in life. Another crucial aspect of acting as if you're at peace with yourself is aligning your actions with your values. Inner conflict often arises when our behavior is out of sync with our deepest beliefs and principles. To cultivate lasting peace, it's essential to live in integrity with your true self. Take some time to reflect on your core values. What really matters to you? What kind of person do you want to be? Then, make a commitment to align your daily actions with these values. This might require making some difficult choices or changes in your life, but the sense of inner harmony that results is well worth the effort. As you align your outer life with your inner truth, you'll find that many of the internal conflicts that once plagued you begin to dissolve. You'll move through life with a sense of purpose and authenticity that naturally breeds inner peace. Now, let's address the role of mindfulness in acting, as if you are at peace with yourself. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. By cultivating mindfulness, you create space between your thoughts and your reactions. This space allows you to choose your response rather than reacting automatically. It enables you to maintain your inner peace even when faced with challenging situations. Start by incorporating short periods of mindfulness into your daily routine. It could be as simple as taking a few mindful breaths before starting your workday, or really savoring the taste and texture of your food during meals. As you become more comfortable with the practice, you can extend it to other areas of your life. With consistent practice, you'll find that mindfulness becomes a natural state. You'll be able to maintain awareness of your inner state even as you go about your daily activities. This ongoing awareness allows you to catch yourself when you start to slip out of your peaceful state, enabling you to quickly return to it. Another powerful tool in acting as if you're at peace with yourself is visualization. Your imagination is a potent force in shaping your reality. By regularly visualizing yourself in a state of perfect peace and self-acceptance, you strengthen your ability to maintain this state in your daily life. Set aside time each day for this practice. Close your eyes and create a vivid mental image of yourself radiating peace and inner harmony. See yourself moving through your day with ease and grace, responding to challenges with calm assurance. Feel the sensation of being completely at peace with yourself and your world. As you engage in this visualization practice, pay attention to the details. What does inner peace look like on you? How do you carry yourself? How do you interact with others? The more detailed and vivid your visualization, the more powerful its effect will be. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By consistently visualizing yourself in this state of peace, you're training your subconscious to make this your new default state of being. Now, let's talk about the importance of self-care in maintaining inner peace. When we neglect our physical, emotional, and spiritual needs, it becomes much harder to maintain a state of inner harmony. Acting as if you're at peace with yourself includes treating yourself with kindness and respect. This means taking care of physical health through proper nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate rest. It means nurturing your emotional well-being by engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. It means feeding your spirit through practices that connect you to something larger than yourself, whether that's through nature, art, meditation, or spiritual practices. And self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. When you take good care of yourself, you have more to give to others. You're better equipped to handle life's challenges and to pursue your goals and dreams. Another important aspect of acting as if you're at peace with yourself is learning to set healthy boundaries. Many of us struggle with peace because we're constantly overextending ourselves, saying yes when we want to say no, or allowing others to treat us in ways that don't align with our values. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and self-love. It's about honoring your own needs and limits while still treating others with kindness and respect. When you set clear boundaries, you create space for genuine peace and harmony in your relationship. Start by getting clear on what's acceptable to you and what's not. Then, communicate your boundaries clearly and consistently. Remember, you don't need to justify or explain your boundaries. They are valid simply because they are important to you. As you practice setting and maintaining healthy boundaries, you may encounter resistance from others who are used to your old pattern. Stay firm and compassionate. Over time, as you consistently honor your own boundaries, others will learn to respect them too. Now, let's address the role of purpose in acting as if you are at peace with yourself. Many people struggle with inner conflict because they feel disconnected from their life's purpose. They go through the motions of daily life without a sense of meaning or direction. To truly be at peace with yourself, it's essential to align your life with your deepest sense of purpose. This doesn't necessarily mean you need to make dramatic changes or find some grand, world-changing mission. Your purpose can be as simple as bringing more kindness into the world, being a loving parent, or creating beauty through your work. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What makes you feel alive and fulfilled? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? As you connect with your sense of purpose, you'll find that many of the petty concerns that once disturbed your peace fade into insignificance. Living with purpose doesn't mean every moment is filled with excitement or that you never face challenges. But it does provide a sense of direction and meaning that can sustain you through difficult times. When you're aligned with your purpose, you can face obstacles with resilience and determination, knowing that you're on the right path. Another crucial aspect of acting as if you're at peace with yourself is learning to let go. Many of us carry unnecessary burdens regrets over past mistakes, worries about the future, resentments towards others. These weigh us down and prevent us from experiencing true peace. Letting go is a practice, but like any practice, it takes time and effort to master. Start by becoming aware of what you're holding on to that no longer serves you. It might be a grudge, a limiting belief about yourself, or an outdated goal that no longer aligns with who you are. Once you've identified what you need to release, create a ritual for letting it go. This could be as simple as writing it down on a piece of paper and then burning the paper, symbolically releasing it. Or you might visualize yourself placing the burden down and walking away from it. Remember, letting go is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. You may need to practice releasing the same thing multiple times before it truly leaves your energy field. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you engage in this practice. As you learn to let go, you create space for new possibilities to enter your life. You free up energy that was once tied up in holding on to the past or worrying about the future. This newfound energy can be channeled into creating the peaceful, fulfilling life. Now let's talk about the power of acceptance in acting as if you are at peace with yourself. Many of us struggle with peace because we're constantly fighting against reality. We resist what is, wishing things were different than they are. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation or giving up. It simply means acknowledging reality as it is in this moment without judgment. When you accept what is, you free yourself from the suffering that comes from resistance. This doesn't mean you can't work towards change. In fact, true change often begins with acceptance. When you accept your current reality, you can see it clearly and take effective action to create the reality you desire. Practice acceptance in your daily life. When you encounter a challenging situation, instead of immediately reacting or trying to change it, pause. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, this is what is happening right now. Feel the shift in your energy as you release resistance and move into acceptance. Another powerful practice in acting as if you are at peace with yourself is cultivating compassion, both for yourself and for others. Many of us are much harder on ourselves than we would ever be on a friend. We hold ourselves to impossibly high standards and then berate ourselves when we inevitably fall short. True peace comes from treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a loved one. When you make a mistake or face a setback, respond with self-compassion. Acknowledge your humanity and remember that making mistakes is a natural part of growth and learning. Extend this compassion to others as well. Remember that everyone is fighting their own battles, many of which are invisible to us. When someone behaves in a way that disturbs your peace, instead of reacting with anger or judgment, try responding with compassion. This doesn't mean you accept harmful behavior, but it does mean you recognize the humanity in the other person, even when they're not at their best. As you cultivate compassion, you'll find that your interactions with others become smoother and more harmonious. You'll be less easily triggered by others' actions because you'll be able to see beyond the surface behavior to the underlying human need or struggle. Now, let's address the importance of presence in acting as if you are at peace with yourself. Many of us spend much of our time lost in thoughts about the past or future, missing the only moment in which we can truly experience peace, the present. Presence is about fully inhabiting this moment with all your senses engaged. It's about bringing your full attention to whatever you're doing, whether that's having a conversation, completing a task at work, or simply enjoying a cup of tea. When you're fully present, you naturally experience a sense of peace. The anxieties about the future and regrets about the past that often disturb our peace exist only in our thoughts. In the present moment, there is only what is happening now. Practice presence throughout your day. When you're eating, really taste your food. When you're walking, feel the sensation of your feet touching the ground. When you're in conversation, really listen to the other person instead of thinking about what you'll say next. As you cultivate presence, you'll find that life becomes richer and more vibrant. You'll notice beauty and find joy in simple moments that you might have previously overlooked. This appreciation for the present moment naturally breeds a sense of peace and contentment. Another key aspect of acting as if you are at peace with yourself is embracing uncertainty. Many of us struggle with peace because we try to control everything in our lives. We believe that if we can just make everything certain and predictable, then we'll finally feel it. But life is inherently uncertain. No matter how much we plan and prepare, there will always be elements beyond our control. True peace comes not from controlling everything, but from learning to be comfortable with uncertainty. It doesn't mean you stop making plans or working towards your goals. It simply means that you hold those plans slightly, remaining open to the possibility that things might unfold in ways you didn't expect. Practice embracing uncertainty in small ways. Try taking a different route to work or ordering a dish you've never tried before at a restaurant. Notice how it feels to step out of your familiar routines and into the unknown. As you become more comfortable with uncertainty, you'll find that much of the anxiety that once disturbed your peace begins to dissolve. You'll be able to move through life with greater ease and flexibility, adapting to changes as they come instead of resisting them. Now let's talk about the power of choice in acting as if you are at peace with yourself. Every moment of every day, you have the power to choose your thoughts, your actions, and your responses to what's happening around you. This power of choice is the key to maintaining inner peace regardless of external circumstances. When you find yourself slipping out of your peaceful state, remind yourself that you have a choice. You can choose to react with anger or frustration, or you can choose to respond with calm and understanding. You can choose to dwell on negative thoughts, or you can choose to redirect your mind to more positive, peaceful thoughts. This doesn't mean you'll always make the right choice. We're human, and we all have moments where we act in ways that don't align with our highest selves. The key is to remember that each moment offers a new opportunity to choose peace. Practice making conscious choices throughout your day. Now, before you speak or act, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this choice aligned with my commitment to inner peace? If not, take a breath and choose again. As you practice making conscious choices, you'll find that choosing peace becomes more natural and automatic. You'll be less easily swayed by external events or other people's actions because you'll be firmly grounded in your own choice for peace. Another crucial aspect of acting as if you're at peace with yourself is cultivating resilience. Life will inevitably bring challenges and setbacks. The key to maintaining inner peace is not to avoid these challenges, but to develop the resilience to bounce back from them quickly. Resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you face a difficulty and choose to maintain your inner peace, you're strengthening your resilience muscle. One way to build resilience is to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing a setback as a failure, view it as a chance to learn and become stronger. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can this help me grow? Another way to build resilience is to focus on what you can control. In any challenging situation, there are elements you can influence and elements that are beyond your control. By focusing your energy on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your responses, you maintain a sense of empowerment even in difficult circumstances. Remember, resilience doesn't mean you never feel negative emotions. It's natural and healthy to feel sad, angry, or frustrated at times. Resilience is about being able to experience these emotions without losing your center of peace. It's about being able to process these feelings and then return to a state of calm and balance. Now, let's address the role of community in acting as if you are at peace with yourself. While inner peace ultimately comes from within, having a supportive community can make a significant difference in your journey. Surround yourself with people who support your commitment to inner peace. Seek out relationships that uplift and inspire you. Distance yourself from toxic relationships that consistently disturb your peace. Consider joining or creating a group of like-minded individuals who are also committed to personal growth and inner peace. This could be a meditation group, a personal development book club, or simply a group of friends who meet regularly to support each other's growth. Sharing your journey with others can provide encouragement, accountability, and new perspectives. It can also remind you that you're not alone in your struggles and triumphs. Remember, though, that while community support is valuable, it's important not to become dependent on others for your peace. Use your community as a support system, but always remember that true peace comes from within. Another powerful practice in acting as if you're at peace with yourself is cultivating an attitude of wonder and curiosity. Many of us lose our sense of peace because we become jaded or cynical about life. We stop noticing the beauty and mystery that surrounds us every day. Reconnect with your innate sense of wonder. Look at the world around you with fresh eyes, as if you're seeing it for the first time. Marvel at the intricate design of a flower, the vastness of the night sky, the miracle of your own breath. Approach your experiences with curiosity rather than judgment. When you encounter something new or challenging, instead of immediately labeling it as good or bad, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What makes this interesting or unique? This attitude of wonder and curiosity naturally breeds a sense of peace and joy. It helps you stay open to new experiences and perspectives, preventing you from becoming stuck in rigid patterns of thought or behavior. Now, let's talk about the importance of authenticity in acting as if you're at peace with yourself. Many of us struggle with peace because we're trying to be someone we're not. We put on masks to please others or to fit into societal expectations, losing touch with our true selves in the process. True peace comes from being authentically yourself, embracing all aspects of who you are, including your quirks, your flaws, and your unique gifts. It's about aligning your outer expression with your inner truth. This doesn't mean you never adapt your behavior to different situations. It simply means that you remain true to your core values and authentic self, even as you navigate different social contexts. Practice authenticity in your daily life. Speak your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Express your genuine feelings and opinions while still being respectful of others. Pursue the passions and interests that truly light you up, even if they're not what others expect of you. As you become more authentic, you may find that some relationships or situation in your life no longer fit. This can be challenging, but remember that making space for authenticity allows the right people and opportunities to enter your life, those that truly align with who you are. Another key aspect of acting as if you are at peace with yourself is cultivating a growth mindset. Many of us lose our peace because we believe our abilities and circumstances are fixed. We think this is just how I am or this is just how things are and feel powerless to create change. A growth mindset, on the other hand, recognizes that we are always capable of learning, growing, and changing. It sees challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. It believes that with effort and persistence, we can develop new skills and overcome difficulties. Cultivate a growth mindset by catching yourself when you fall into fixed thinking. When you hear yourself saying, I can't, add the word yet to the end of the sentence. I can't do this yet. This simple shift opens up possibilities for growth and learning. Celebrate your efforts and progress, not just your achievements. Recognize that every step forward, no matter how small, is moving you in the right direction. This attitude fosters a sense of peace and confidence as you navigate life's challenges. Now let's address the power of simplicity in acting as if you were at peace with yourself. In our complex, fast-paced world, it's easy to lose our peace amidst the chaos of too many commitments, possessions, and distractions. Cultivating simplicity in your life can create space for peace to flourish. This doesn't mean you need to become an ascetic or give up all material comforts. It simply means being intentional about what you allow into your life. Start by decluttering your physical space. Let go of possessions that no longer serve you or bring you joy. Create an environment that feels calm and nurturing to you. Then look at your commitments and activities. Are there things you're doing out of obligation rather than genuine desire or necessity? Practice saying no to things that don't align with your priorities or values. This creates space for the things that truly matter to you. Simplify your digital life as well. Limit your consumption of news and social media. Be selective about the information and influences you allow into your mind. As you simplify your outer life, you'll find that your inner world becomes calmer and more peaceful. You'll have more time and energy to focus on what truly matters to you. Another crucial aspect of acting as if you're at peace with yourself is embracing imperfection. Many of us struggle with peace because we're constantly striving for an unrealistic ideal of perfection. We believe that we'll finally be at peace when everything in our lives is perfect. But perfection is an illusion. Life is messy, unpredictable, and beautifully imperfect. True peace comes not from achieving perfection, but from embracing the imperfections of life and of yourself. Practice self-compassion when you make mistakes or fall short of your expectation. Recognize that imperfections and failures are not just inevitable, but are essential parts of growth and learning. Embrace the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, for finding beauty in imperfection. Look for the beauty in the cracks and flaws of life. Appreciate the unique character that imperfections bring to yourself and to the world around you. As you learn to embrace imperfection, you'll find that much of the stress and anxiety that once disturbed your peace begins to dissolve. You'll be able to move through life with greater ease and self-acceptance. Now let's talk about the power of gratitude in acting as if you were at peace with yourself. When we're constantly focusing on what's wrong in our lives or what we lack, it's impossible to experience true peace. Gratitude shifts our focus to the abundance and goodness that already exists in our life. Make gratitude a daily practice. Each day, take time to acknowledge the blessings in your life, both big and small. It could be as simple as appreciating a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or the beauty of a sunset. Gratitude is particularly powerful when you're facing challenges. In difficult times, it can be hard to find things to be grateful for. But it is precisely in these moments that gratitude can be most transformative. By focusing on what's good in your life, even in the midst of struggle, you maintain your connection to that inner state of peace. As you cultivate gratitude, you'll find that your entire perspective shifts. You'll begin to see abundance where you once saw lack. You'll find joy in simple pleasures that you might have previously overlooked. This attitude of gratitude naturally breeds a sense of peace and contentment. Another key aspect of acting as if you are at peace with yourself is developing emotional intelligence. Many of us lose our peace because we're at the mercy of our emotions, reacting automatically to every feeling that arises. Emotional intelligence involves being aware of your emotions, understanding where they come from, and being able to manage them effectively. It's about responding to your feelings thoughtfully rather than reacting to them impulsively. Start by practicing emotional awareness. Throughout your day, pause to check in with yourself. What are you feeling right now? Where do you feel it